shout out Cusco, but my gang is 3-letter. Top tier female, head through the roof, no problem, I'm a seller. Cellular phone, a helicopter, it spin like propeller.
I see y'all coming in. Drop a comment, share the live.
I'm charging you extra, sitting ready to go to war, but I.
All right, drop a comment, share the live, drop a comment, share the live. What's going on? We are not going to wait any longer because we've laid it long enough, guys.
Thank you.
That was a local St. Louis artist by the name of EA
With Fundo.
Poo. And yeah, so what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Mama J podcast. And today we got
Tommy, I thought you was gonna finish. Y'all, you gonna just stop me? Since what's up, y'all? Y'all already know the vibes.
introduce yourself.
Y'all already know.
Purr.
You know me, you love me. I ain't going nowhere.
It's him with his little intro that he think is hot every single time for me.
It is what it is. It works.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Hold on, y'all. Real quick. Let me pull up my other Facebook because y'all know y'all be commenting on my other stuff and I don't even be there.
It's what it is. It works.
I didn't even mean to play it like that. But anywho, so yeah, today we are talking about gentle parenting. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So let's start off with, what is your definition of gentle parenting? Go ahead, Thomas. Take the floor.
Hold on, wait.
Now he got a... Hold on, where the Patroni at, though? Hold on.
Ooh.
Where is it? Patrick, did you steal the Patron?
Shout out to Patrick for the lemon drops, by the way. Because these motherfuckers busting.
They is bussing.
They good as hell.
I don't know where the Patron at, though.
I
need that.
Find it. Find your ass.
Yeah. We can't do the podcast without the Patron. Cannot.
I can. Okay, so
Your definition of gentle
of
parenting.
gentle parenting. For me, gentle parenting, I feel like is okay. So my definition would be taking the time to get to know your child and actually allowing them to be an individual. So you still discipline them, but you also allow them to be their own person. And I feel like that's gentle parenting for me. I feel like a lot of people misconfuse, like they'll tie gentle parenting with like not disciplining at all. Like you ever see those people like just jump right into like, oh, what you want me to do? Beat my child? Like, oh, y'all not whooping them at all? And it's like, no, they still need the ass whoop. But
period.
At the same time, have a conversation with them, allow them to be themselves, allow them to be their own person, and just take the time to have a conversation with them, like I said, before you just go straight to cursing them out or whooping their ass.
Yeah. Same for me. Well, kind of not. Gentle parenting for me is you're still disciplining your child, but in a way to where I don't want to say like aggressive, but I'm just like, it's not like, oh, you taking your anger out on your kid, the cussing and the, treating them like some person that you beefing with off of the street, letting them know why they're getting punished. Sometimes kids really do deserve an explanation. You know what I'm saying? Let your kids know, like, hey, this is what you did wrong, and this is your consequence for what you did. So, yeah, that is really gentle parenting for me. And then also just letting your kids express themselves to you, because that's just like a big thing for me. Just like I want my children to be comfortable coming to me and talking to me and just letting me know what's going on with them, and not just think that that's just like a big part of gentle parenting. Because if you're just like so hard and raw at your children, they're not going to want to come to you about anything.
Yeah.
So that's just what really gentle parenting is for me personally.
Exactly. And that's why I said I feel like the key factor, which is I feel like although we have somewhat, a difference of opinion with certain things, I feel like the bottom line is having a conversation.
Having a healthy
A
conversation with
healthy
your children.
conversation with your children.
Yeah.
And I feel like because some people, especially in the older generation, feel like having a
'Cause y'all know y'all be
conversation is quote unquote disrespectful. When a child disagrees with an elder, they look at that as disrespect. I don't feel like that's disrespect. I feel like that's hearing them out and
Yes.
getting an understanding of why they may be misbehaving, because I feel like some people forget that a child can act out in certain ways because of something else that's going on in life.
Yeah.
So it's like you whooping and you yelling at your kid, and you, in a sense, tearing them down because of something that they're battling that you don't know. And then that's when you have the bigger issues that come later in life, when it's kind of like they try to, oh, why didn't you ever tell me that was going on? It's like, well, because you never opened that door for me to feel comfortable.
Maybe
enough to tell
exactly
you
made
about
me
it.
feel comfortable enough to
Yeah.
be able to feel like I could come and tell you anything.
Exactly. Like, you always just shut me down and curse at me and yell at me. And it's just like, ooh, no.
Yeah, that's a big no for me. I know a lot of people who really like curse and yell at their kids like they're just like some rando off the street. Like, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I definitely be yelling at my kids because my kids is bad. I definitely be like, hey, like, what the fuck? Like, no, like, this ain't that. Like, but I'm never, ever calling my kids out of their name. You know what I'm
part.
saying? I'm not,
That part.
you motherfucker, you blah, blah, blah.
Stupid ass
Sit your
motherfucker.
stupid ass
Yo,
down,
bad
whoop-de-whoop.
ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, nah. Yeah, that's not it.
And I feel like another thing is they always, you hear those type of parents use the excuse of, I'm sorry. Okay, this is the last one. You know how I do. I gotta promote. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. But okay, I'm done for real. So yeah, I feel like that's their go-to. So it's like, it may not be necessarily that they're not satisfied until you start cursing their ass out. It's just that that's what they used to. That's the type of communication that the foundation that you've built with them. So that's what they're used to.
Right.
I feel like if you took a more quote unquote gentle route or a healthier route, then they will respond to that.
Yeah.
Like with me and my younger cousins and stuff like that, who are more like my little brothers that I help raise and stuff like that, I'm having a full conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm, like you said, I'm letting you know why it's wrong. And even sometimes they express to me like, well, I feel like, why can this sibling do this or gets that and I'm not? And I'm like, I respect you for saying that, but at the same time, I'm gonna let you know that's because the report cards that they brought home does not
Yes.
match yours. Or because when I asked them to do something, they did something without me having to tell them multiple times. Or, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like people look at it like, and that, is when they go to that, I don't have to explain myself to you. No, it's okay to explain, because I want you to get an understanding of how this works.
Right.
You're not going to do what you want to do and then think that you're going to receive the same, you don't have the same reciprocation or benefits that your siblings are having. If you're
Right.
not, and you have to be, but you do have to be careful with that because of like the whole, that's another topic, but like, them looking at their siblings a certain way. But that's why you have those healthy conversations. Be like, if you behave
This way. Yeah,
in a
trust
good
me.
way,
Yeah, it's the
you
same
get good
over here.
rewards.
Because it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm kind of in that, find myself in that same situation a lot of times with Nabil and Nasim. Nabil being the older one, Nasim is the younger one. And it's just like, sometimes Nabil will make a little comment like, oh, Nasim's the favorite kid or whatever. But it's just like, no, Nasim is not the favorite kid, but what Nasim doesn't do is he doesn't get in trouble in school.
Right.
He has good grades.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of behavior that gets rewarded.
Right.
Bad behavior in school, the school calling me every other week, that's not getting rewarded.
So have you had that conversation with him of asking him what's going on? Like, why do I have to get these calls? Like, let's see what's going on to figure out why he's misbehaving in school. Have you had that conversation with him?
As of recently, yes, I actually have.
Okay.
Because like I said, I've been being transparent with you guys. I've been getting a lot of phone calls from the school with Nabil this year, for this school year. Nabil was always like, you know, a really good child. Like, he is a good child. Like, he's a good kid. He's a good student. But it's just, for some reason, at this new school, and this year in 5th grade, it's just something that has just changed. He's 10, EA. And my aunt was just like, you know, I was talking to her about it the other day as well. And she's just like, you know, he's 10 years old. He's about to be 11 in July. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of age where, you know, little boys start feeling themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he is just like trying to put on a show for his friends at school, you know, just trying to be cool, or just like whatever is going on. But, you know, he just really been just acting out in school. Showing his ass in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely do. And you know, one thing to add to that I think a lot of people don't think about is, I feel like your children are like really smart.
Yes, they are very smart.
And I feel like a lot of children like that who are smart and well behaved, they have those stages where they act out because they didn't get a chance to. So you ever like notice like a kid that's like maybe like between the ages of 1 and 3, who are like really advanced and they're like well behaved, and then when they turn 4 or 5, they get to showing their ass. And I feel like sometimes that may be because they didn't get that terrible 2 stage. They didn't get that toddler stage because they are so advanced, which is why it's important to have conversations. I feel like sometimes they may be so advanced that they didn't really get to be that badass kid. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Nah, because Nasim, look, it don't make sense at all.
Well, because, okay, so I have a friend, her daughter's extremely smart. I'm talking about 2 years old, Carly. 2 years old, you having a full conversation with her.
Okay, right? And I was having a full conversation with Nasim. Right, so, but he was bad as fuck.
Oh, you said Nasim.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. He had a chance. He was bad as fuck at the age. So when you were talking to him, what I'm saying is, okay, let me ask you this. Was Nabil as bad back then?
Nabil was an angel when he was Nasim's age.
So he's starting to act out now.
Right.
So that's my point. My point is Nasim acted out early on, and so now he's the angel. And so
he still be acting out. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but I'm saying like he don't show his ass in school type.
Yeah, not in school. Nasim does not act out in school, but at home, no filter.
So what I'm saying is, Nabil being older is kind of like he's still a kid. So because he was such an angel for so long, kids, even as the adults, we still sometimes had that itch where we just want to wow the fuck out.
Yeah, and but I personally just feel like it's the school.
Possibly.
I feel like it's the school, it's the peers. Mind you, we come from St. Charles County. We came from St. Charles County over to Hazelwood School District. So that's a big difference. That's a big jump. You know that? No, yes, necessarily. That's night and day. No. Yes, sir. You're going from St. Charles School District, where not only are the teachers are just so sweet, they're patient, they're understanding, and then when you get to the peers, 90% of the school is white. You're probably one of the only black kids in the class, if not probably two of the three, or you know what I'm saying? It's a difference for when we jump over to Hazelwood. And when Nabil first started coming to this school, every day he would come home and he would say, "Mom, we didn't get to learn anything in school today because the kids in my class are so bad. Like, they were just talking the whole time. They was clowning the teacher and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-wop and all this kind of stuff." And he would just complain about how, you know, they were always getting in trouble in the class because the kids were so bad. And that's just to show you the difference between the actions with the children. And then not only is like I said, we're in the Hazelwood School District, so now we're to a ratio where it's probably like 3 white kids in the class now. Now the roles is reversed.
Pause, because it's kind of sound like you saying these white kids is well behaved, and I ain't feeling that.
No, I'm not trying to. Okay, so it do sound.
Let me tell you,
it do sound
them
like that.
Let's not forget.
No, wait. Now I'm not saying that white kids ain't bad, because white kids are terrible. Just like white, it's not a race thing.
It's
white and black, Mexican, Chinese. These motherfuckers is bad. Period. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying the culture of the kids. Like I said, he's saying the kids are clowning the teacher in class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
White kids ain't clowning their teacher. Black kids is clowning their teacher though. They joning. Yes, they you know white kids that joan on their teacher.
Yes, and when I went to McClure North, I know white kids that was.
You were in McClure North. You wasn't in St. Charles County.
That's why I'm saying it's not necessarily. It may be a demographic thing, but it's not a race thing. Because yes, I know white kids that were clowning their teacher. I know white kids that had black kids doing acid in school at a certain age in high school. I know white kids that was smoking motherfuckers out and hot boxing. I know white kids that was taking charges. I know white kids who was literally knocking motherfuckers out on the side of the school while we were at the school bus. So I'm gonna shout out that year because that was a wild ass year. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That was a year. This white boy knocked out this dude on the side of the school when we was all on the school bus. So imagine the entire school seeing your ass get knocked out.
Yeah,
that
well,
crazy.
just like what's your name? Well, I don't even want to pronounce it wrong. I'm gonna call you Quay.
I was gonna say, is it?
We gonna call you Quay.
Senaqua? I'm sorry.
She said Hazelwood. It is what it is. Hazelwood is Hazelwood. Yes. And period. Hazelwood is Hazelwood. So at the end of the day, now he it's a big transition. In culture, like he came from a predominantly white school to a predominantly black school. That's a big change. And not only is it a change in with his peers, it's a big change with the teachers. Like,
pause.
No, let me tell you about these teachers though.
Okay, but go ahead.
Because it's night and day with the teachers as well.
Okay,
because they got.
I'm gonna tell you why. But
and it ain't even. And I'm not even saying because it's the black and the white teachers. No, because the white teachers have the same attitudes that the black teachers have in this school district. They all they all are very short with the kids, and just, talk to them crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's different.
So, and that's why I was saying, let's kind of leave race out of it. I feel like it's more of a demographic thing. And the reason why I say that is because you want to know what it really is? It's the parents. That's the sole issue. That's the difference. Because when you think about going from a St. Charles school where you have majority of parents who are showing up to parent-teaching conferences, showing up to the PTA meetings, showing up to the council, city hall meetings and stuff like that, and then you have parents in the Hazelwood School District. Like, did you see that video where 2 mothers went up to Hazelwood West High and was fighting?
No, I didn't see it.
Their daughters fought, and then they came up to the high school and was fighting in the entry and the atrium of the high school. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's not the teachers, it's not necessarily the students, it's the parents. And that's why I strongly feel like that, because that goes to the young girl who just fought her teacher. Mm-hmm. I think, and I say this all the time, the saddest part about that situation, it was fucked up that the student felt comfortable enough to get into the teacher space. It was fucked up that the teacher ended up fighting the student and stuff like that, even if she felt hurt, defending herself. But the saddest thing about that was the adults who were backing that little girl up and saying that if that would have been their daughter, they would have went up to that school and whooped that teacher ass. So that goes back to gentle parenting. Mm-hmm. You're going to go and stand behind 10 toes your daughter disrespecting her teacher and putting her hands on her teacher. So now she's going to think, I can disrespect anybody, an adult, an elder, or anything in any situation and have no forms of disrespect, because I know no matter what it is, my mom's not gonna ask no questions. She gonna come behind me and she gonna be the bitch ass, whether I'm right or wrong. She may kind of correct me later, but at the same time, you gonna get the worst of it. It's the parents. It's because the Hazelwood School District parents are making teachers feel like I can't be like the St. Charles, Wentzville, Chesterfield school districts because those parents showing up and letting their kids know that you ain't finna try that shit. This is school. You gonna get here and you gonna come here. You gonna get an education. This is some serious shit. You gonna take this serious, or I'm gonna get your ass. Those Hazelwood, Florissant, Ferguson parents, unfortunately, they not showing up like that. They not coming to check the progress of the students and seeing how they doing. They not having those conversations with the teachers. I just had a conversation at a professional workplace. Me and this guy at work was just talking about like McClure North, and he was just saying like how the students just up there making out in the hallways. If the teachers come by, they just look at the teachers and roll their eyes like I'm not gonna stop, and they don't do anything. And me and him had the same conversation. I told him, well, the difference is if they were trying to implement certain rules, like we'll take away y'all prom, we need to enforce this dress code, we need to do that. Think about those parents that come up there and enable that behavior. Y'all not, my son finna go to prom. Y'all not finna not let my son walk across this graduation because he was in the bathroom smoking weed. Y'all gonna let my daughter. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So then that school district has no choice but to be like, we can't punish these students because we don't want to have to deal with the parents. And that's what.
Do we need gentle parenting? What's going on with y'all? Tap in, y'all. Y'all are more than welcome to call in. Y'all see the number on the screen, 314-399-9946, because not all the time I see y'all commenting, but you know what I'm saying, it be a lot. So just call in if y'all want to give y'all input.
Say what the fuck you gotta say. No, I'm just kidding.
She said everyone, teachers are short-tempered because parents aren't parenting and kids want to be grown without the responsibilities. Girl,
that part.
Period.
Does anybody watch Abbott Elementary?
No, I don't know what that is.
So they had did you see the episode with Janine? They had a whole episode where, long story short, Janine reached out to a mother, a teacher on the show reached out to a mother to let her know that her son was misbehaving and throwing books across the class. The mother literally came to school and was like, well, that's your job. You're the worst teacher ever. You need to do your job. Why are you calling me out of work? Da, 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 da. And it's just like, I'm trying to see how we can work and that's what I'm saying. Like, parents, they want the teachers to do their job and to correct the kids, but then you can only correct them so
much, right? Because you know they get real heated when you correct their kids to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just like Trinita said, pay teachers more. Yeah. Teachers definitely need to be paid more. Tawana said, I get what you mean. 9 out of 10, the kids are subject to totally different upbringing and home life than the kids in St. Charles. The dominant races just happen to be opposite from one another. True.
I do agree with paying teachers more because, somebody made a really good point that said, if it wasn't for teachers, we wouldn't have any other profession. Teachers teach everybody, like literally. You wouldn't have doctors without teachers. You wouldn't have lawyers, scientists, astronauts. You wouldn't have shit if you didn't have somebody to teach them. And that's just facts on facts.
Angel said a parent online stop cussing, laugh out loud. Y'all gonna get an old folks spanking.
See,
speaking of old folks spankings, me and my aunt was having a conversation at the other day at lunch, and we were talking about how kids back in their day used to get paddled. Even my husband, he from Jamaica, and that was, he was in high school. I don't even know however many years ago, not 10 years ago. It's already been a decade since I've been in high school, but you know what I'm saying? Not even that long ago, in the early 2000s, type shit. Was getting paddled in school. They was getting paddled in school. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't play with these kids back in the day. They was getting, you acted out, you was getting paddled. Angel said she was paddled too. But I ain't even gonna lie, as a new age kid
I
in
was
school,
thinking, I don't know.
nah, that's not gonna go. You not paddling me. I wouldn't even letting teachers take my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, they used to try to take your phone if you get caught with your phone in class. Nah, you not even touching my phone, let alone you trying to paddle me. Oh, no, we about to square.
Paddled though.
Huh?
Because you needed to be paddled though.
How did I need to be paddled? I was a
why
good
you not
kid.
letting the teacher do what the teacher has to do as far as disciplining you, which is taking your phone?
Just cause no, I'm not. And you know what? And my stepmama was the type of parent to where she would be like, "You not touching my daughter's phone." You know what I'm saying? I remember one time my Spanish teacher was trying to take my phone, and she was just like, my stepmom was like, "Nah, you not taking her phone. You don't pay her a bill." But in all honesty, though, the situation was just a little bit different. Mm-hmm. I really don't want to tell y'all because now in hindsight, it's just kind of petty. No, it's just nasty to me personally. So you know how, I don't know if you know or not, but like when you in your school desk and you in those chairs and they got those metal, the little metal button things on the, not buttons, but the little metal things, circle things on the chair. Mm-hmm. And then I'll come into class and come to sit on my chair, and it'll be all kind of white people's hair, just like stuck in from the girls' hairs, just stuck in the chair. And I'll be like, ew, like I'm not sitting in this chair. Like, that's disgusting.
Right.
And so, so me and her, so we got into it about that. And I'm sorry, my white girls, I love y'all. Y'all know my best friend is white, but I'm just saying it's just nasty. You know what I'm saying? And so I just
seeing somebody hair, period, just wrap
any whether it's white or not, y'all just happen to have the long hair that get caught in the chair. You know what I'm saying? It was just like very gross to me, and she used to try to make me sit in that chair, and I'm like, I'm not sitting in the chair. If you want me to sit in it, you can clean it off. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then so one day she wasn't trying to clean off the chair or whatever, and then so I think I had like text my stepmom or something like that or something. I don't know, but either way, she was trying to tell me to put my phone away, and then that's when she tried to like. And it wasn't even the fact that she tried to take my phone away. Mm-hmm. It was just the way she tried to take my phone away. Like, she literally tried to come up to me and snatch my phone out of my hand. And that's where we have a problem.
Okay, well, see, now that's when there's a balance, because at the same time, that's why I don't agree with paddling in school. Let's have a conversation. I'll do what I need to do at home, and I don't whoop my child. And I feel like I don't agree with paddling because I feel like, so Angel said in the chat, she said her mom gave
permission for the teachers to paddle
Before
her.
you whoop my child, we need to have a talk. I need to talk to you and them to understand what's going on before you try to whoop them, because I had a situation when I was in elementary school. I was in 5th grade. Long story short, we were all just talking about the Cardinals winning, I guess, the World Series or something. They had won a game or something. Everyone was talking.
Trinidad was not bad.
And when I began to talk, all of a sudden, I didn't know this at this time, but now I get it getting older. All of a sudden, when I started talking, conversation was over. Mm-hmm. Then I got a phone call home saying, I was talking too much. So my dad came up to the school and chastised me because he heard her side. And he was talking like that. And on the ride home, we were talking, and that's why I love my parents, because they always talk to us. We were talking, and I told him, I said, well, Dad, honestly, I didn't think it was a problem because, and I told him what happened. I said, we were having a class discussion, and all of a sudden, when I started joining the conversation, it was an issue. Baby, I ain't never seen nobody hit a U-turn that fast.
See, and
I ain't never seen a
y'all see that is the thing.
And went back up there and let her ass have it.
Gentle parenting. You have to hear your children out. You have to get their side of the story, because just because the teachers are the adult in the situation,
and they're in a respectable position,
doesn't always mean that they're right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or that your child is wrong for, doing what they did or whatever to receive that phone call. And that's one thing that I always make sure that I do, as far as to when Nabil is getting in trouble at school. Just like last week, I got a phone call from the school, and it was a counselor. Moment of transparency. Nabil said that he wanted to kill himself. And so the counselor called me and he was like, hey, this is so-and-so from, whatever elementary. And I'm just calling to let you know that Nabil said that he wanted to kill himself. So, whenever that happens, we immediately have to call the parent, and you either need to come pick him up from school, or he's going to have to sit with me in the office all day, because I can't let him out of my sight, because I don't know if, he's going to do something to himself. So
Nobody else.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, so I'm like, here I come. So, walk across the yard, go to the school. And so before I even start to even try to go off on Nabil, or just to, you know what I'm saying, just to immediately, go in on him, the counselor is like, do you want us to step out, or do you want us to stay in? I'm like, nah, give us a minute. Like, please step out and let me speak to him. So, I'm just like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Just like trying to hear him out, let him give his side of the story before I just take the teacher side. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that is very important, because at the end of the day, what Nabil said was, he said it because all of the teachers were always rude to him, or so that was the core of the issue. So not only in that moment in time that triggered him to say that comment, it was because his teacher was being mean to him.
Right. He was in a very stressful and unfair environment.
Yeah, so he was saying his teacher was being mean to him, and all of the teachers are mean to him. You know what I'm saying? So, and Nabil, I'm not trying to go to signs, but Nabil is a Cancer. So he's very sensitive. Which is another reason why I really try not to just go in on him so hard, because I know he's sensitive. So yeah, so it's just like the teachers were, the teachers are always mean to him and all that kind of stuff. So, I guess that's why he felt that way in the moment, because I guess he was trying to ask a question and the teacher was just really short with him and just whatever. So that's definitely a comment that, that's got to be addressed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's,
and that's, hold on, let me just say real quick, and that's why I say there is a difference between the school districts or the demographics of being on this side and being on that side, because I just feel like in St. Charles County, they're more patient, they're more understanding, you know what I'm saying, versus this side, they're more raw, short with the kids.
I'm going to say the same thing. It goes back to the parents, though, because I feel like in certain areas, they're in certain parts of the city, parents are more attentive and more present in their child's education. So it goes down to the things that they watch, the things they do at home. They're more actively involved in their child's life. And I'm not necessarily fully blaming the parents, because it could be that these, people live a more life of leisure, so they have the time to do so. And you unfortunately have certain parents that feel really can't be there. Did you see the woman whose son was supposed to graduate high school, but he had to go all the way back to the 9th grade?
Oh, hell no. I didn't see that.
So because she was a parent who worked 3-4 jobs, she wasn't able to, she lived in a certain demographic, she wasn't able, her reasoning was she wasn't able to be as active and present in her son's education as she would like. So she couldn't really check up on his school. But the teachers were passing him along, although he was
just to be passing him.
Just to be passing him. And he made it to senior year, was supposed to graduate, but he didn't have enough credits to even actually pass freshman year.
Oh,
so he had
wow.
to start all the way over. And that's why I say, I'm not saying that it's the parents' fault. I'm saying that it's a demographic thing, honestly, because sometimes parents can't be as present. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, those parents in certain school districts can hire help or something like that, or can get tutors or
tutoring.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but it is really kind of like a demographic thing. And then also, and to add to that, the things that kids are tuned into, because when you first said suicide, I wanted you to explain the story. So I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad, but I am glad that you had the conversation with him to understand that it was because he was really in an environment that just wasn't good for him. However, you have some kids that go around saying that because of the song. I want to kill my mom.
I want to kill my dad. Yo.
I want to kill my grandma.
Hold on, y'all, because a few weeks ago, Nassim was definitely singing that song. I want to kill. I should have him come in here and.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Rachel too. She's with Pepe.
I need to have Nassim come in here and sing that song, because he was in here singing that song the other day. I want to kill my mom. I want to kill my dad. And I'm just bruh. I'm like, what?
I don't find anything funny in that, only because that could be detrimental in those situations. So Nabil was in a situation where he felt stressed. Yes. However, I feel like kids in certain demographics are exposed to things that other children aren't necessarily exposed to because their parents are more present. Because
no, I don't. Well, I don't want to say that, because kids. The reason why I say that is just all a matter of being on YouTube, being on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're present in the child's life, in their school life and all that kind of stuff, doesn't mean that they're not gonna be exposed to that type of bullshit that they see online.
It doesn't mean that they're not gonna be exposed.
Because I am very involved in my kids' school life.
Which is why you were able to actually have those conversations with them and correct them. Think about what I'm saying is, think about those parents when the kids are getting exposed to that stuff and they're not, though their parents aren't as present to correct that. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna lie, I just experienced that today. I put my little cousin in the corner to discipline him. Thank you so very much, Rachel. Shout out to Rachel. Yeah, we love her. But I put my cousin in the corner today to gentle parent, right? Because I didn't want to put my hands on him. He was standing in the corner, and he literally sings, "I want to kill Tommy."
That's not funny. I'm sorry.
And it's not. It's funny, but it's not funny. So, okay. So then his dad was coming to pick him up. And let me tell you how I deal with kids. This is where my gentle parent ain't so gentle. It's just, I don't have to put my hands on you for you to understand. So that same cousin that was standing in that corner, his dad was coming to get him today. I put him in the corner. He goes, "It's okay, because that's why I get to get out the corner when my dad gets here anyway." Okay, well, I'm going to match your energy. That's why you're going to be standing in that corner until your dad gets here.
Period.
And when I say about an hour later, hour and a half of me cleaning up the house, he was still in that corner, face the wall, because I don't do that turn around watching TV. No, face the wall. And I bet not even hear you talk, because what you having conversations for? There's no toys. There's no sitting down. No, you have to be consistent and have those conversations. You felt it was okay to say you feel it's okay for me to be in the corner because my dad's going to be here soon. Okay, we'll stand there till he gets there.
Period.
And in about 30 minutes to an hour and a half later, however much time, because I don't even know. I just had him standing there facing the wall. "Tommy, can I get out the corner?"
Stand on what you stand on.
Stand what you stand on. Because now I'm showing you to be mindful of what you say.
Period.
See, because I could have whooped him, but what would that have taught him?
Nothing.
Me making you stand in that corner for as long as you stood in that corner till your dad got there, now he knows, ooh,
I probably
need to
shouldn't have said that.
I shouldn't have said that. Now I have to be mindful of what I say. Let me think before what I say, because now he's probably going to, I'm sure he's going to think to himself at 5 years old. I'll let y'all know he's 5 years old, about to be 6. He's more than likely, though, however, going to be like, before I misspeak to him, he's not going to touch me. He's not going to put his hands on me. But I am going to think about what I say before I say it.
Period.
And that's why I say gentle parent is important. You don't have to whoop a kid. I love not whooping a kid.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to meet you where you at.
Period.
You wanna talk back? Okay, cool. I'm going to ignore you. So when you tapping me on my shoulder for 10 minutes straight and you, okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm going to beat you at your own game. No, you wanted to ignore me. You wanted to talk back to me. I'm not going to talk to you. You can meet a person. Let me know. I'm not even going to correct it. I'm not going to say a child because they're still.
Because they're a person at the end of the day.
They're an individual. And that's why I said in the beginning, gentle parenting to me is raising this individual to be who they are, but also understand lines of respect, lines of thinking for themselves, lines of speaking up for themselves. You have to teach a child young, and that's why I don't agree with cursing at a child, whooping a child all the time, because I don't want y'all to get it twisted.
Definitely not cursing, but whooping, I'm with.
Whooping, because I ain't gonna lie, I popped him the other day too, because he slammed the door, and I said, "Did you just call yourself slamming that door? Don't play with me." That little boy.
You know what? Moment of transparency.
No, you don't play with me.
Right.
Oh, that belt got pulled out.
Moment of transparency, though. Sometimes I find myself like, and I may be wrong. Sometimes I find myself in like Nabil's face, like like for an example, yesterday or the day before yesterday, him and Nasim was coming home from school and they didn't know I was sitting on the couch in the living room. So, you know, they acting how they act with no parents around. You know what I'm saying? And so Nasim ran in the house, came in, shut the door, and locked the door on Nabil. And Nabil was at the door. I'm talking about boom, 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 boom. Like, smacking so hard on the front door like he was gonna break that motherfucker. Not to mention I already got holes in my walls already. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna touch on that next.
So I immediately jump up off the couch, go to the door, and I'm opening, and I'm just like, don't you ever bang on my door like that. Like, what is your like what is wrong with you? And I was so livid. I was literally like in his face, like, don't you ever bang on my door, blah blah blah. It wasn't like I was cussing at him, you know, and all that kind of stuff, but I was like literally in his face yelling because I was so angry that he was like banging on my door like that. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what the hell? So yeah, my aunt said you got them bad kids. Girl, call in and quit playing around. Aunt Trish, call in and let me know, because you know you was definitely just going off on Aaliyah the other day. Hold on, let me read your comment because I haven't been seeing y'all comments because Tommy just been running his mouth. She said that's the kid, parent, and most definitely counselor fault because they should have known what credits that child had. Yeah, true, as far as Tommy was talking about that kid being passed and passed and passed. That's crazy. Lizzie said it can be the teachers too. Some teachers be fed up because these kids aren't being raised, causing teachers to react a certain type of way, which can be harmful to some children. The children are being half raised sometimes. It's all cause and effect. The parenting, the children misbehaving, the teachers getting tired of it, cause and effect. No, that is Lizzie, that is so true, because what I really did want to touch on about Nabil and that situation specifically. Like I said, Nabil has been acting like, you know, somewhat of a class clown lately. So, you know, it's just like the teachers are already just kind of annoyed and short with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, now, you know, you've gotten in trouble about 3 or 4 times already this year. You've already had a couple of incidents. So now it's just like, you may be asking a valid question in class, or, you know what I'm saying, or needing some type of help, but just because, you know, the teachers are already just so, you know, annoyed by your past behavior, or, you got this kind of image already.
You don't have the same grace.
Yeah, this exactly. You got this image put on you now that you're one of the troublemakers. So now they don't give you that grace. Mm-hmm. Now they are short with you. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So yes. and I feel like that's what happened in that certain circumstance or instance. Last week with him is just because, you know, you've been acting out lately, so all the teachers are very short with you.
And okay, so
not saying that gives them any leeway or any to make that okay, that their behavior, because that is not okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be addressed. You know what I'm saying? It's never okay. You know, whether he's giving y'all trouble in the past or not, if he's asking for help, he's asking for help. And I don't need you to be short with him. You know what I'm saying? Just let him know you're gonna get to him when you get to him.
So that kind of goes to the other topic that we kind of was going to touch on, because I feel like they kind of also, I'm sorry, y'all, I don't blame parents, but I do feel like a lot of it stems from home. A lot of it stems from home, and there's no way to really sugarcoat it or shy against it. So, not saying y'all do anything wrong. Not at all. But that example made me think of also what you previously just said. So it makes me want to go to the topic of allowing your child, your boy, to do feminine things.
Okay, hold on. Before we go into that, I want to address some of the comments. Carla Green said, coming from someone who went from a county school, Pattonville to Timberland, it's a difference. Big difference, because I definitely went to Timberland. I was almost culture shocked in a way. I also think it's different because the amount of funding schools in certain areas get versus others. Obviously.
Yep.
Hold on. I gotta find where I was at. Okay. Obviously, teachers are going to be nicer and better and happier with their jobs when they're being compensated and they're being given the proper tools for their classrooms and their students. Period. Yes, most definitely. And that's exactly what I was just trying to say about Nabil coming from St. Charles to Hazelwood. It's a culture shock. Like, that is a big shift in culture. And I'm not even gonna lie, I really wanted that for Nabil, because when he was in St. Charles County, he didn't even know how to use the N-word correctly. like literally.
Was it like nigga?
Yeah, like nigger, like nigga, like he did not know how to use the N-word correctly. And then so now that he's over here with people who are like him, you know what I'm saying? Now it's nigga this, bruh this, bro that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's different. It's different. So, yes, you are absolutely correct. Hold on, y'all. We got a caller on the line. Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
Hey.
Tell me why you sitting up there undressing yourself.
I'm trying, because I was trying to cover myself up. This button came undone. I'm like, wait, not too much.
Over here trying to be Austin Powers and shit.
I'm screaming.
Right.
Y'all ain't wearing this outfit again at all.
I'm screaming.
Y'all know I've been trying to call in for a minute, right?
I did not see you calling, but we appreciate you calling in. So what's up?
So let me give you my take on that. It is all of that. It's demographics, it's parents, it's teachers, It's phones. It's all of that is making these kids be so disrespectful. I'm like Jaleesa. I came from the other side of the bridge. My child went to school on the other side of the bridge. And you can't tell me as a parent that I'm not in my child's life because I'm heavily in her life.
Period.
But just from going from one school system to the other school system and coming over to the North County side, not only did her language change in the way she speaks, it all changed. Like now, the way she addressed adults, or say if adults ask her a question, or ask her something right off, instead of saying yes or yes ma'am, get whatever. Now you ain't asking her to say ma'am, but now it's yeah. Like if they call her name, it's like, who are you saying yeah to? It's yes or help. You know what I mean? It's all of that, and that's because you're picking it up from the kids. You're in a whole different situation, and these kids, schools over here, especially in this area with the Hazelwood. I have a brother-in-law that teaches. He was teaching in Chicago, and then he came here and he was teaching on McClure North. He specifically said that the teachers tell them to pick your battle on how you discipline the kid. If you got a kid that's just acting out and he's being disruptive, just pick your battle. Don't fight with the kid. Don't argue with the kid, because then you got to deal with the parents that are coming up there mad because you discipline their kids. So the teachers have a limit on what they are allowed to do. They're told, just send the kid out of the classroom, get rid of the kid. Don't even try to argue with the kid. That's not the way school systems were before. So pick your battle. You know, a kid is failing. They said that they literally sit back when it gets close to the end of the year. And even though they know that kid has been failing, they be like, okay, go ahead and let's get him through school. Let's just go ahead and pass him and get him on out of this. What is that? Right. So it is definitely demographics, because that would not happen in certain school systems or school districts. That's why a lot of people take their kids to the other side and say, look, I want them in this school district because I know, one, the teachers are going to care. They're going to give them time. But these teachers are faced with things because you got babies raising babies. So a lot of these parents are young, popping out these kids. They work in, like y'all said, 2-3 jobs. These kids are getting themselves ready to go to school and try to face the day. The parents aren't there to do that for them. And so it's not the way it was when we came up. And these teachers are having to do that as well, help these parents raise these kids, because they were working 2 and 3 jobs. And some of these kids, especially in like different areas in the city, these kids don't even know where their parents are. Some of their parents strung out on drugs, gone, left them all night. These kids get up, try to feed themselves. It's all of that is messing with these kids at school. And so you cannot say it's not demographics, it's not race. But then you got your parents that don't want you to talk to the kid, don't want you to touch the kid, don't want you to look at the kid, sending the kid to school. They don't want to be called. They don't want no problem.
Right? It's just like, look, pick or choose. Like, you can't say that you don't want me to discipline your child or say nothing to your child, but then when they get home, you not disciplining your child or putting your child in check.
Right.
No. And you don't want nobody else to touch your head. You don't even want nobody to say nothing to your child. If my daughter had a deal what that little girl did with that, and I'm calling her a little girl because that's what she was. With
She
that
is.
phone
What she was.
and she swung, I would have left my job, came up to that school, beat her behind in front of the teacher. And if the teacher had actually whooped her and put her hands on her the way she did to a girl, I get it, but she was still going to have to answer to me for how she took care of it, the situation, because I would have rather you have took my daughter, dragged her to the office versus you putting your hands on her and swinging.
I mean, but hold on. I most certainly agree with. I definitely would have came to the school and whooped my daughter and whooped my son or whoever putting their hand on the child. But what did you want the teacher to do? Like, that little girl swung on her. Like, what? How was she supposed to drag somebody that's swinging on her to the office?
Already in her space, bucking on her, trying to snatch that phone.
Let's get this right, though. Let's get this right. Even though that little girl swung on her, that teacher, bigger, taller, whatever, she still had a way of being able to contain that young lady versus swinging back and actually trying to fight her. Okay, That's why I'm saying that. But just because Aaliyah, if she had a swung on that teacher, it would have been over for me. I'm coming to get Aaliyah. Because she didn't have no business being on her phone, that little girl, in the first place. You in
Right.
class, put
That's
your phone
one.
up.
That's one.
Your phone is for emergencies. It is not for
Period.
you guys to sit in class and be messing around with your phone, and all these parents that's sending these kids to school with phones at 8, 9, 10. What are you doing? What you're saying is okay. That's crazy to me.
I definitely
parents
send my
have to take
child to school with a
responsibility
phone,
as
but
well.
I tell Nabil all the time,
Yeah, but that phone
stay
better
off
be
your
put away
phone.
because that phone better be put up. Like Leah, when she went to school at that age, Leah had a phone when she was 9 because in this world we live in,
They
you
need a
to know what's
phone.
going on with
Exactly.
these
That's
kids
what I told
because
Kanish the other day.
you do,
When
but it don't need
Nabil
to be
said
in sight.
yeah, exactly, but I was just like, because Kanish was saying, I don't even understand why he need to take his phone to school, and I'm just like, I'm never finna let Nabil go to school with no phone. It's too many shootings. It's too many. It's too much
Exactly.
stuff going on for him not to have a phone at school. Lord,
Exactly.
if
It's a
something happened at that
protection
school, I need
thing.
him to be able to text me and let me know what's going on. So yeah, he need a phone, but just be responsible with the phone. You don't, like you said,
And
emergencies
you
only.
gotta make sure, as a parent, you gotta make sure you don't communicated that because, like I told Leah, if you get in trouble because your phone is out and you playing with your phone, me and you got a problem at that point.
Right.
Because one, I'm taking the phone, you're not getting it back throughout the entire school year, and that's gonna be your loss. A teacher better not tell me that they had a problem with you with a phone. You taking this phone for protection reasons only. If you got your backpack, that phone better be in your backpack.
And let me
It better not
interject
be on
real
your
quick
desk.
because I want to say that, like, I love that you say that and that you do that. And I want to just say that I feel like when parents set those boundaries and set those rules, we got to stand on it. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You have to be
Oh, yeah.
consistent. You have to stand on it. When you tell a child, not saying that you didn't do this, Antrish, but in general, when a parent tells a child, if I catch you on that phone, it's gone for the rest of the school year. It needs to be gone for the rest of the school year.
Period.
Don't be wavering. Don't be buckling, and don't be, giving in and reneging on that, because that's when a child is gonna try you the most, and they're gonna feel like, oh, they just
Oh, she don't
talking.
really care,
I know
right?
she
She
don't really
just
care.
talking,
She
yeah.
just talking.
Right.
I know how I'm gonna get my phone back. Like, no, stand on it, because when you stand on it and make them stand on it, again, that's when they gonna be like, okay,
She ain't
She
playing.
ain't playing.
Yeah.
That's why I say you don't have to touch your child. Just be consistent.
Period.
You're right. And that's what it's all about. And that's part of the problem. We're trying to make the teachers raise our kids. Our kids are in school 8 hours, 7 hours of the day. It is not that teacher's responsibility to raise your child. It is your
Period.
responsibility. So, it's all of that. It's everything. And here's another example when you say demographics in gentle parenting. And I use this all the time. When I moved over to this side of town, and let's just say you go to a fast food, and most of them are being handled by kids in that. The difference in how you get your order and how you get addressed on this side of town versus on the opposite side of the bridge is night and day. It is night and day.
It's a what you
And
want
it's-
versus a my pleasure.
How may I help you? What you want? What you
Making
need?
my husband
Why are you here?
Are you ready to order? Like, come on.
I'm
Hey,
like,
that's
go
a whole
to
different
Walmart over
podcast.
here. Go to Walmart over here that's being ran, all these kids and everything waiting on you, and the way they got an attitude like they're not supposed to be at work. You chose public service. We didn't. So how you going to treat us crazy? But then you go to the Walmart over on the other side, St. Peter's, whatever. The whole way you're treated is different. Just pay attention to it. It's definitely demographic. It's all of that.
It's
Definitely.
demographics. Well, thank you, Antrish.
Yes, we appreciate
We
you
love the
calling
wisdom.
in and
We love the
with the
wisdom.
wisdom and getting them together, baby.
Yes.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. Like I said, we used to get paddled. It was nothing. People call our parents and say that.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Bring paddling back, psych.
Well, I mean, I
Don't
ain't
paddle my
all for
child.
that.
Yeah,
but
you're not gonna paddle that
Don't paddle my
baby.
child.
I'll come up there and whoop that
paddle you.
myself.
I'm not really for that anymore, but just make note. Don't take it the wrong way. When the
Yeah.
teachers paddled us, they didn't paddle us out of control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they called our parents and let our parents know what they was getting ready to do.
And that's what my
Most
stepmom
parents
said.
came
She
on
said
with it, too.
her mom would give permission. Like she has to give
Yep.
permission before doing so.
Yep, and that's what they did. They called to get permission, and my mom and dad be like, if
Yep.
they need it, do it.
Yeah, well, it's like that. Well, all right, Aunt Trish, we appreciate you calling in. We love you, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the comments real quick.
I'm sorry. Is it Ayana? Ayana also made a good.
Hold on, let's start with Carla because she was before Ayana. So Carla said, I also think that a part of the issue we don't discuss, teachers aren't always wrong. You know your kid, you know when they have a big mouth or they don't listen, they're not on that phone 24/7. It's always the teacher. Hold on. Ooh. It's not always. Where am I? I feel I lost it. Big mouth. They don't.
You
listen,
know
they
when
don't.
they
24/7.
have
It's
a
not
big
always the
mouth.
teacher. Discipline your kid at home too. Period.
That part.
It's not always the
Shout out,
teacher.
Carla.
Yeah, we
Love you,
definitely.
sis.
Yeah, shout out to you, Carla. Yeah, shout out to you, girl. Where you come from?
You know that's my sister's.
Oh, really?
That's
Oh.
me and Reggie baby.
What's up, Carla?
Yeah. Ayana.
Ayana said we need to bring back the minute phones. Put $10 on there and only use it for emergencies, girl.
But pause, because
For real.
Ayana also hit on a good point. She was like, "Do not forget about social media."
Oh yeah, I wanted to address
Can't
that.
forget about social media. That's a
passed that up.
big, yeah, and that's what I was going. That's a big difference, right there. I think, is that it? Yep.
It's all of that, and let's not forget social media. Woo, it's a huge problem. Yeah, social media is definitely a huge problem, and that
Yep.
just goes back to the video that Tommy was talking about, and obviously part of the video that my kids partake in. I want to kill my mom. I want to kill. Like, we literally had to take Nasim's phone. Nasim's the younger one. He's 6. Had to take his phone not too long ago for a few weeks because it was just so much bull crap that he was watching on his phone. Y'all got to be mindful. Y'all got to be careful. Y'all really got to pay attention and watch what these kids are watching and listening to on social media.
And because two things with that. One, with the younger kids, like the toddlers and the babies. Did y'all, or have you seen where there was a killer clown that was popping up and throughout a children's, toddlers, preschool show that would encourage them to kill themselves?
Oh, no.
Or to do something harmful? It was. I'm not gonna show it to the camera because of possible copyright or anything of that. But I'm gonna show you. But my point is that that's kind of what I meant about. I'm not blaming on the kids or the parents at all, but I do feel like no matter what level you are on in life, and I know we all have a lot going on.
Share the live, guys. Share the live.
Please share the live. Like, subscribe, and
Please.
share the live. Be as present as you possibly can. Not blaming y'all, but I'm just saying, just be as present as you can, because you literally have people, especially if your child is on like social media and YouTube, that are preying on these kids, and it's like they don't know no better. And you know what I'm saying? And some people, some teachers, some adults, some respectable roles don't know. It's just crazy. And then also, second point that I was gonna make real quick is that I have a little cousin, love you baby, but I'm gonna share a little bit. That's in high school, and long story short, she got into it with, little he say, she say, high school drama, right? But one of her friends made the comment and was just like, don't be tripping off her anyway, because she only got like 30 followers on Instagram.
Oh, no, she didn't.
And I'm just like, that does not matter.
Right?
And that's where you also got to step in. And I told her, I said, that doesn't matter. Because some of the people who don't even really mess with social media or don't even really care about social media are like the best people that you need to stick with. Them motherfuckers, I'm like, people like that have that type of thinking will be the kids that will fuck with a person no matter how shitty they are, excuse my language, just because they have a good large following and stuff like that. And it's like, that's why you have to really kind of
social media is so fake.
Yes.
Like, please be fucking for real.
Be
fucking for real.
Like, yeah, you gotta watch them with that.
yeah.
I absolutely, not absolutely, I'm just drunk. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Not drunk. What?
I just wanted to say.
Yeah, I got Jaleesa drunk.
I just wanted to say.
That's her motherfucking first.
Don't be afraid to put your children in counseling. That's what I just wanted to say that. Don't be afraid to put your children through counseling.
First, before we answer this call, that's what I'm talking
Huggy Wuggy.
about. Huggy Wuggy, but I'm not gonna show the picture because I don't know about couple.
Hold on.
Rachel,
Hold on, we got
have you seen this?
Hello. Caller number 2 on the line. What's up?
Hey, it's the realest and the trillest for y'all.
Period.
Come on for the intros, because I love it.
Do not
Say what's on your motherfucking mind.
Say what's on your motherfucking mind. What's up? That's the new shit.
Okay, so let me tap in real quick and keep this short and sweet. Simple parenting, to stay on topic and to answer the question of the night. I personally define my definition of gentle parenting is not passive parenting, and I think that's a problem that a lot of people have as a perception that gentle parenting means passive parenting or permissive parenting, and absolutely not. Gentle parenting, by my definition, is authoritative parenting, and like you said, or like both you said earlier, it's giving that space for your children to be, to be human, to be expressive, to feel. But however, gentle parenting, it is a lack. I'm sorry to step back. Gentle parenting is removing the disrespect that a lot of parents unintentionally, I think, even kind of omit, right? So I know you guys said earlier in the live how some parents, will cuss their children out, call them out their name, and that tends to come from the stresses that as a parent, we have these day-to-day stressors. We have the stressors of maintaining the house, maintaining bills, maintaining health, keeping kids alive, making sure they're good, making sure your spouse is good, making sure here is good, making sure you're good, and that starts to weigh on you. And I think the problem also boils down to is a lot of these parents do not have healthy outlets. I need y'all to get hobbies. I need y'all to find something to do so that you can take that extra and put it somewhere, and that's not in your house.
Yes, I think that's what EA was saying earlier. He was like, earlier in the podcast, he was saying, like, put them in hobbies that occupy their time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, most definitely.
And I love that also because, like, when she say parents don't have a way to also exert their energy in healthy ways, it makes me also think about, like, the topic of conversation where they say with mothers going through postpartum while trying to get yourself together, while also trying to get kids together and raise them to be the best. That is a very hard task because you have to focus on your mental and this little being's mental. I'm not saying fathers don't either. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even, like, for mothers, just giving y'all respect, don't have a lot of time to bounce back from the shit that y'all go through
Period.
childbirth. You don't.
No,
that's a whole nother podcast. We're not even finna get into that because that runs deep.
We'll have to do a Mother's Day. We'll have to do a Mother's Day podcast. I had a conversation with my boyfriend.
Coming soon. That runs deep.
Boyfriend last week about that. Yeah, that is just like, the weight that went in there in pregnancy or childbearing opposed to the father.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree with what you guys both are saying, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents in that, like, I know the conversation is very heavy, emphasis on the children and these children acting out and this, but like, it really does boil down to the parents. But y'all gotta remember, we got a lot of parents
who did not have gentle parenting, but they don't really have the best example. We are literally we're repeating a lot what a lot of us went through. We're repeating a lot of the cycles, and it really takes intentionality. It really takes slowing down and saying, okay, I could knock this I could knock their head off their shoulders. I could really
and yell and scream. Period.
And yell and scream and go in, but I'm going to take 2 seconds to take a deep breath and approach this a different way.
Period.
I'm going to approach this in a way that is not going to lead to long-term damage, hopefully. And we don't always get it right. We're human. We're all going to mess up. We're all going to, and some of us are products of parents who was just trying to figure it out too. They didn't know. They was trying to figure it out. And unfortunately, some of us just got their weight up like, oh, you're trying to figure it out. So I think gentle parenting is definitely intentional parenting, and I love the topic. I agree with a lot of things.
I like that. Intentional parenting. I like that. Period.
Period, friend.
Yeah, intentional parenting. Like what? Yeah. I love that. Okay, well, before we let you off the line.
I gotta be petty. Before we let her off the line, I gotta be petty.
What?
Trinity, do you whoop your kids?
No, you're not with my kids.
You don't whoop your kids. Let's talk about it. I was waiting. That's what I was waiting this whole time. I'm just waiting to ask this question.
Because let's be
Hey.
Be fucking for real.
You are definitely one of those parents that be like, now Johnny. Or just be like,
time out, chair.
Or just be like, you know your kid is over there acting a fucking fool, but you just over there acting like you don't see your child acting a fucking fool.
What's the difference? What's the difference between a child acting a fool and a child acting like a child?
That's a really good question.
Okay.
Can I answer that question?
Yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead.
answer that? I can't wait for us to touch on that. That goes into the feminine thing, but a child acting a fool and a child being a child is the key to that is knowing who your child is. You know when a child is being outside of their normal self, like not necessarily normal self, but acting out, like. You know that they know better. You know what I'm saying? You may have had that conversation with them like we talked about. You may have that conversation with them. You assess the situation. And when it comes to the bottom line, the end all be all, it's kind of like, okay, so I know you didn't have a reason to do this shit. You know you didn't have a reason to do this shit. So now I'm about to whoop your ass. Versus... Versus like how you said, which I commend you on, I give you flowers on. Ooh, 2 things I want to give you flowers on, but I'll give you the second one later. But what I want to give you flowers on first is versus you going up to that school having conversations with Nabil to see why he was acting out and why he said what he said. And then you were able to assess the situation and see that he was in a stressful environment, an unhealthy environment for him at that time. And you see that's a child being a child and not knowing how to handle this. That is the difference. When you know a child is just, I just want to be bad today because I just woke up. I had a little too much sugar. I just want to fuck it. What fuck are you gonna do to me? Come on, nigga. What's up? Like, what's up? I had my Skittles this morning, nigga. Did you?
Right.
No. But versus no, mom. Like I didn't know how to handle that. I didn't know how to convey my words. I didn't know how to communicate that. I felt unfairly treated. You know the difference.
Okay, hold on, y'all, because yes. Carla Green came in the comments. She said, the baby on the airplane. Talk about that.
Because he wasn't wrong. That man was not wrong.
Whoa, what's up?
Rachel?
Come here.
Rachel said, where's the mic?
She was like,
I've been quiet for so too long.
I've been quiet. Come sit right here.
Come on, baby. She said, I got to say a little bit. Come on, Rachel.
What's up? What you got to say about the baby on the plane?
Hello.
Hey.
Okay. So, I do not have children, okay? I will put that out there.
Okay.
I do not have children.
And that's okay.
But that man, I'm sorry, he wasn't wrong.
He was not wrong.
I'm sorry. He said everything that majority of us think.
And feel.
He just said it out loud.
Yes. And you can't blame him.
You can't because, I understand. My major in college was child and family development. I get all this, okay? That's what my degree is in. Okay, so you understand little babies get on a plane. Okay, it does hurt their ears. It does do this. It hurts their ears. It does all of that. You get that. But the thing is, the parents do not try to calm the baby down. They don't try to do anything to try to stop. It's just like they're, oh, shush, 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 shush. That's not working. If the plane is at a high altitude and you at the point where you can take that seatbelt off, if you got to walk that baby up and down that aisle, try something. Try something. And this just like you steady sitting in the seat and you just steady saying, shush, 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 shush. The baby is
doing? Right.
The baby's not hearing your shush, 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 shush. That baby just wants some kind of interaction because low key, I feel like the baby feels like you not trying to help me, so I'm gonna keep crying. You not
Hear
trying
me,
to,
like hear
it's
me,
way-
see me.
Yes, something like
Help me,
yes.
nigga, please.
That baby is literally crying for help. Yes, you cannot help the fact the baby's ears are popping, but there are methods to help soothe that child.
Where's the
You can
Bubblicious
rub
bubble gum?
Something. Even a
Gentle
little
parenting.
baby.
Gentle
Yes.
parenting.
Massage the baby's ears. You can massage their temples to try to relieve some of the pressure that may quiet the baby down slightly.
Where's the stewardess with the tea or the hot chocolate?
Yes,
like she said, walk the
something.
baby up and down the aisle. Take the
Yes.
baby into the bathroom and just hold and rock the baby. Where is the efforts
Yes.
to make sure that your child is okay, but also to be respectful of the space that you were in? Because if I was in that small tin can, like he said,
Tin can.
and this is echoing for 45 fucking minutes.
That's a long
Because-
I would have been
time.
like that man. Did that baby pay the motherfucking yell on this plane?
Did that motherfucker pay? Look, no, you wanna know how petty I am? I'm gonna go beyond that. I'm so petty that I fucked with him when he said, I don't give a fuck if I get arrested as long as y'all put cuffs on that little motherfucker too.
Yes.
I'm yelling and that little motherfucker yelling too. If I get cuffs, put cuffs on that motherfucker too. But
Yes.
on some real stuff, that's why I say with the parents being present, because you made a lot of good points. And I respect it because they said it was two parents that tried not to rectify the situation at all. And then I also agree with him because like he said, he even said in the middle of him going off, the baby started being quiet. He was like, now, y'all want to, I'm the bad guy, but I got that little motherfucker to shut up now.
Right.
So until we land, that little motherfucker gonna be quiet because I did what the hell we all wanted to do, which was speak the fuck up.
Yes.
And sometimes it's gonna take that one person to shake some shit up.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes. Yes.
We need to invite him on the fucking podcast.
Shut you, girl.
Let me disconnect the line.
Look,
This is
she said, let me disconnect the line.
Oh, no. Don't disconnect, Nita. Do you
Guys,
disagree? Where do you
I'm going back
disagree
to
at?
the
Look, Trinita was definitely that parent that was definitely finna let her child hoop and holler and yell for 45 minutes.
Do not even play. No, I'm not. I hate
Trinita,
that.
what do
I
you?
was
Okay,
gonna
but
cry.
Trinita, don't disconnect the line. What do you? Thank you, Rachel. Though we really
Yeah, shout out to
appreciate you. I love you for that,
Rachel.
honestly. But Trinita, what do you have
Hey,
to say in
Rachel.
response to that? Trinita said, "Hey, Rachel." She said, "Hey." Trinita? What do you have to say to that? Honestly, though, because okay, so Trinita, can we? Okay,
Hold on,
Let's
pause
see.
real quick. Interest said baby should have had headphones on.
that part.
It was out of line. I hate when they do that in church. Get that badass baby out of here. I'm screaming.
Okay, so Trinita, let's be honest. Let's be transparent. You know, this is all what we do, right?
Always.
If you were in that situation with Kaylin, how do you think that you would have felt being on the receiving end of being the parent of that child versus also how open-minded would you have been as an understanding parent on the outside looking in?
100% open-minded. Nobody likes to be disturbed or
Right.
disrupted.
Mhm.
And a plane ride. Everybody listening has been on the plane ride at least once. And we know how
Especially
that's
a
like.
plane ride that's circling for an hour and it's
Yeah.
not even able to land.
I would have felt. I definitely would have felt guilty for. I would have felt bad. I'm like, I probably didn't like apologize for. Like, I'm sorry, guys. But I mean, at the end of the day, too, if the baby's crying, I'm not gonna choke my baby out. Like, damn, the baby crying. We gotta wait till you got the plane.
I don't know
We can
because
only
I
go
heard
so far.
Harriet Tubman was giving these babies herbs to
not-
knock them the fuck out so she
She was
could get
knocking the
away.
babies out.
She was doing what she had to do, so I don't know. I feel like you can do something. Where's the melatonin?
Screaming.
Because I would have been that parent and be like, bitch, here go some gummies. Spray that baby.
Oh,
No, I'm just-
100% some melatonin. Yeah. 100. Yeah, I would agree. I would have been empathetic. I would have been annoying.
Okay.
What can we do?
What else
I
is that?
definitely, as a parent, I definitely would have been annoyed. And I'm a parent. I just would have been just
So
looking
annoyed.
at them like,
And I was going to ask you
What
that.
are you? Yeah, as a parent, I would have just been looking at them like, what are you trying to do to calm your child, to rectify the situation? If that
Right.
was me, I would never, ever just sit there and let my child just scream and holler for 45 minutes straight. See, y'all hear my
Right.
children back here in the background?
Can you go be...
All right.
Like, I'm never that parent
I
to
was like,
just like sit there and let my child hoop and holler for 45 minutes straight and not say anything. Like, what? Thank you, friend. I'm never finna let my child just sit there and just, scream for 45 minutes straight
Scream.
without trying to
that's
soothe,
inconsiderate.
calm, discipline, anything. Like,
And I
no.
think that's why I respect Trinita, because even if and both of you all, but the reason I want to get her opinion is because she has a younger toddler, and I respect the fact that she said that even if she felt like there was something that she couldn't do, she would have at least apologized. So for you two adults to sit on that plane and do nothing, to acknowledge or not say anything, just
Yeah. I mean, some people are definitely,
I'm just saying.
some people like, so they.
Okay, well, I think this is where we end the podcast. We at
didn't touch on
122. We did not
Yeah.
touch. Okay, all right. Real quick,
Bye.
closing for the pod. We've been on here for too long.
I tried.
Look, Ashley said, "Nah, don't mute it. We want to hear you. We want to hear you go
for real.
off."
She said, if it's gentle parenting, let us see what it's like.
Let me see you,
Okay,
gentle
Ashley, I'm
parent.
with you, yeah.
I already told y'all at the beginning of the podcast. Like, look, listen. Hey,
Ashley said that mute button didn't seem too gentle. That's all I'm saying.
I gentle parent by letting my kids express themselves. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I ain't cussing at them, but they still finna get this.
Because I do want to kind of say this. Hold on.
So yeah, but anyway, they be too rowdy. I told y'all my kids is bad.
Okay. So let's go into.
They're not bad.
Let's go. Okay,
My
but
kids
let's
not
go
bad,
into
but
the.
they're children.
Let's go into the.
Okay,
I do
so
wanna touch on that.
all right, so guys, before we go ahead and end the podcast,
Spark the chat.
hold on, share the live. I should see
The fifth share gets a $50 gas card.
the fifth share.
The fifth share
All right, bet the fifth share from now
from now.
because we already got 6.
We are
So if you're can you count 11th
11th?
share? If you're the 11th share, you get 50,000. I'm not 50,000. I ain't.
$50 gas card,
Psych.
and it's gonna be the quick trip, the cheap gas. No, I'm just kidding.
Screaming.
I'm just playing. No, fifth share gets a $50 gas card. Let's go.
All right, so bet. All right,
'Cause
so
we wanna talk about
anyway,
it.
moving along. So real quick, before
No, let me start it because I want to ask you. just
okay,
like
so
this.
before we end the podcast, we got one more little thing that we want to touch on, and what is that?
And I'm gonna ask you directly.
All right, period.
Jaleesa, Mama J, how do you feel about your sons doing feminine things? You have 2 boys, 10 and 6.
10 and 6.
How do you
About
feel
to be
about your
so. Let's just say
boys?
11 and 6.
11 and 6. How do you feel about your boys doing feminine things?
I feel like if we're being truthful,
Go ahead. That's
transparent,
how we doing it.
and honest,
Tell it all.
I feel like no parent really wants their child to be doing feminine things. You know what I'm saying? But I also, in the same breath, am just like, number one, they're a child. You know what I'm saying? And number 2, to let them be them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But as much as I say let them be them, I feel like as much as I want to let my child be them, you know what I'm saying? I'm that child. I mean, I'm that parent that's just like, don't do that.
Okay. So let me also ask you this.
Don't do that.
Because I feel like there's a more important question even behind that. I just said that question to introduce that. What do you consider
Feminine.
a feminine thing?
Okay, so for me personally, if Nabil came to me, okay, I'm gonna say this first, and then another thing after.
Okay.
So Nabil came to me the other day. No, not the other day, but like a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, he wants to put a slash in his eyebrow. And I was just like, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, do you? You know what I'm saying? That just shows, you know, an expression of style, an expression of taste. You know what I'm saying? I came up in the B2K era, you know what I'm saying? And you know that was just, you know, what all the pretty boys was doing in that day, back in the, you know, in those times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, if that's what you want to do, then cool. But you know, I'm also married. This is a 2-parent household. So at the same time, I'm just like, but you got to make sure it's okay with your dad. You know what I'm saying? So my answer was yes. And so, I told him he had to ask his dad. But Kanish said no. And he's definitely on the side of the fence. As a man, he doesn't want his son to do feminine things. But I personally don't feel like a slash in the eyebrow is a feminine thing.
Okay, question. So why didn't he want his son to get that slash in his eyebrow? Because he felt that was one of the things that he felt was feminine. Is that?
You know what? I honestly can't even answer that because I'm not even sure. Yeah, I know, right? We should call him.
That's why I wanted him here, honestly, because I don't.
Hold on. We're gonna call him in a minute. And see why he didn't want Nabil to get the slash in his eyebrow. Mm-hmm. But I just want to say also that hold on. Let's go to the comments real quick.
Let's go to the comments. Y'all in the comments. They trying to get their gas card.
Screaming.
They said with inflation, what's up?
Right, because we at 12 right now.
It's gonna be the BP, it's gonna be the Mobil, it's gonna be the Exxon, it's gonna be some shit that's gonna last and it's gonna burn slow. It's gonna help your car.
You better get that 89. Don't get that 87. Get that 89. Ashley said, sure don't. But for me, I think it depends because some people consider showing feelings as a boy and crying feminine, and I don't agree at all. I let Jalen do that. I don't think it's feminine at all. She said she let Jalen get the slash.
Ashley, that is why I wanted to ask the questions that I asked because I'm going to touch on that in a minute, but you were fucking spot on, and that's why I asked what you consider feminine. Because she is not lying. Because I feel like
I don't think the slash in the eyebrow is feminine.
It's not that.
I feel
like that's not what she said. She's basically saying, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but she's basically saying for those people who I was basically also thinking of, that's like if a boy whines or cries because he's feeling a certain type of way, he's in his emotions, he's in his feelings, he's crying because he's a child, and you know how you got them men that's like, stop
acting like a pussy.
Shit. Stop acting like a pussy. Stop acting like a little girl. Stop that. I don't agree with that. We gonna, oh shit. She ain't lying though. I'm gonna just say that.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I ain't feeling that. I'm not. And let me just go ahead and roll into it. I'm not feeling that because, let me say for me, let me go ahead and do my answer. My thing is this: when it comes to a young male, no matter the race, doing quote unquote feminine things, let me say my first answer. My first answer is, it depends on what he's trying to do and why he's trying to do it. So, let's say if it's feminine in a way of like he says, let's just go straight to it. Let's say if it's because he wants to wear nail polish or he wants to wear
See, that was gonna be my next thing. What's the nail polish?
Yes, but let me finish though.
Okay.
I say that if he wants to wear nail polish or he wants to wear a dress or heels or hair or he wants to do something that's actually feminine, on a feminine side, he wants to wear perfume. He wants to watch romances. He wants to do debutante. More feminine things, actually feminine things. For me, there's a fine line. And the fine line is that's where it comes with knowing your child and having a conversation with your child. Are you doing this because this is something that you actually enjoy and that's you as an individual? Or are you doing this because you're doing what you see? Is monkey see, monkey do? And what I mean by that is, if I put you in a room with one group of individuals and another group of individuals, this side of men are watching football, this side of women are getting their nails done, you're okay either way. I may run to this side just because I see them. You know what I'm saying? That you know how you got your kids that's just like, I just want to do it because I see other people doing it. Mm-hmm. I just want to get my nails done because I see other people getting their nails done. I just want to watch football.
Okay, so I'm saying that as a parent is when you step in and you're just like, no.
No. Let me finish. What I'm saying is, as a parent, that's where you step in and you know and you get to learn your child. Remember, think about how parents always say, I don't want to go the gay route, but just in general, how parents always say, she's been stubborn or he's been stubborn since he was a baby. Mm-hmm. She been loud and crying since she was a baby. Mm-hmm. Parents know their child, but I feel like a lot of parents try to control their child, especially males. You knew how he was. You knew he was a crier. You knew he was stubborn. You knew he wasn't going and he had these certain boundaries set. So know your child. So what I'm saying is, you should know your child at a certain age and be like, I'm going to put you in this room with these men only because I'm like, I know you're going to be good either way because you just monkey see, monkey do, and I'm trying to teach you how to be your own person. Versus, I didn't put you in this room with these men for 5 to 10 years and you have not taken on to that. Mm-hmm. And I know that you want to do these feminine
other
things because you actually enjoy it and you actually like it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I feel like you should let him do it. Because it's kind of like, why keep trying to push him away from that when even you as a parent know that even when you tried to get him to this, it was like he wasn't taking. It was like, nah, that ain't for me. I don't want to do that. I don't want. You told me to try this. You told me that I couldn't wear whatever. That wasn't. You kept telling me that wasn't what boys do. Now I'm at a point where I'm telling you that I don't fit with these men in this room, so I want to do this. At what point as a parent do you let that child know, okay, look, I knew you was if this was this. I tried to give you options, and if that's what you like, do that. Mm-hmm. You see the difference that I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a difference. That I feel like that's why I say you have to have conversations with your kids, and you have to know your kids. Mm-hmm. And that's just the first level. I'm gonna touch on the second level, which is what Ashley said later, but I'm gonna just address that first layer now.
So the first layer for me, if as a 6-year-old, Nasim comes to me and he's like, Mom, I want some purple fingernail polish on my nails. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, that's respectful. But let me ask you this: why are you gonna say no? I'm sorry, why are you gonna say no?
Because me as a parent, a boy mom right now, why do you want purple nail polish on your nails?
So ask him that. Do you ask him that? Or do you just say no?
I'm going to ask him that.
Okay. And what if he says because, like how you said, you saw B2K and Gene or whoever else with Slat and Soulja Boy. Mind you, you said G feels like slashes in his eyebrows is feminine. That's
No. I did not say that.
Okay.
I said I don't know.
No. Okay.
He just said no. I didn't.
Respectfully, he just said no.
Yeah, respectfully, right. he said no. I don't know why he said no.
You're right. Okay. So let me just say this: we don't know. Shout out to Shada G. We don't know his answer, but let me just use this as an example. Let's say he did say no to slashes in the eyebrow because that is not what he grew up with. That to him is considered feminine. You're on this level that says, well, I grew up with B2K and such and such, such and such. They did that. That is not feminine. What if Nasim is like, well, Mom, I seen Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty,
Lord Jesus,
and I grew up with this generation that does not view purple fingernail polish as feminine.
Right.
What do you
Because
say?
literally nowadays they don't.
So what do you say? Do you shun him for the same thing that you felt? Was
I'm
okay?
not gonna shun him. No, I'm not gonna shun him. But he's 6 years old. I'm not gonna let him put purple fingernail polish on his nails at this moment. Maybe by the time he's not Bill's age, he's 11 years old. If not a 6-year-old brain and an 11-year-old brain.
So
Obviously, honestly, to me, they're both still the same. A 6-year-old brain and an 11-year-old brain.
right, they're the same.
Now,
So
if he's 15, 16, saying that he want to put purple nail polish on his nails, I know that that's just him and not monkey see, monkey do. And at that point, that's when I'm going to be like, okay, that's just him. That's really what he want to do. That's not monkey see, monkey do. But till you get into a certain age, it's what I say.
Got you. And that's respectful. So, but let me ask you this. And be honest, because this is tell it all. Be transparent.
Period.
Don't try to waver your answer.
I ain't.
You felt like there's nothing wrong with slashes in your eyebrow. If Nassim came to you right now and said he wants slashes in his eyebrow because he seen his brother do it, because you told Nabil it was okay, because you didn't feel that it was feminine. What if Nassim came to you and said, I want slashes in my eyebrows too, mommy? Would you let him do it?
Well, first of all, as I already said, I don't feel like slashes in the eyebrow are feminine things.
That's my point.
Okay, but also, Nassim is 6 years old. He's not getting slashes in his eyebrow at 6 years old. He's not. Nassim's not getting slashes in his eyebrow at 6 years old. So no. Just like there were certain things that my older sister did that I wanted to do when I was a certain age. My mom was just like, no, you're not that age yet. When you get her age, then yeah, you can do that. And that's just how I would be. You know what I'm saying? Carla said, I just think that some things are age appropriate and that's not really appropriate for a 10 or 11-year-old. Exactly. See that, and that's what I'm just trying to explain to Tommy at the moment. It's just like, Nassim as a 6-year-old or whatever year old, coming to me at that moment in time, asking for that just because he's seen his older brother for that, doing that, that's not age appropriate. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So no, whether I think it's feminine or not, you're 6. I'm not going to allow you to do anything crazy to yourself, whether that's slashes in the eyebrows, hair color, nail color. It's not happening at the age of 6. It's just not. So, and I stand on that completely and cold-heartedly. So, yeah.
What's the clap?
I don't know why it's not working, but whatever. Here, call Ashley real quick.
Okay, I am so sorry for being ghetto, y'all, because...
Hello.
Okay, I'm finna call Ashley, but I'm so sorry for being ghetto, y'all, because...
I'm on the phone.
Ooh, it was twice. But, I love that for you, friend, and I'm gonna address that real quick. I'm about to call Ashley, but I love that for you, and... Ashley, are you online?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold on, y'all, real quick. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Hey, boo.
Huh?
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
I just got off work because it's dead as fuck.
Oh, my God. Look, fuck all that. What about this trip you took? But nah. What you got to say, baby?
Yes, girl.
It's tight.
I know you watched my story time. Like Lisa said, we gonna have to do a whole
nother.
podcast. We gotta check the motherfuckers. Motherfuckers need to know not to do shit like that.
But what's going on, baby?
Nothing. I was just, tapping in on what I had already said about, I feel like a lot of people these days treat, little boys like they can't have no feelings, like no, they can't show any emotion, or that's considered gay, or or out here you're acting like a little girl. Like that shit ain't cool. And that breeds men out here that ain't shit and can't fucking express their fucking feelings because they was raised to not show their damn feelings. So.
And I agree on that. And that's why I say I love you, Mama J, for what you said about you have an age limit. It doesn't matter if that's what you like to do or not. The age limit is we're not going to do this until this age.
Right.
But I love what Ashley is saying, because that was the second point that I wanted to talk on, is that like some people view doing feminine things as a kid whining or a kid crying or a kid trying to express their emotions in a certain way. And it's just like, how is that feminine? It's feminine because they look at it like you being soft.
Right. Like boys liking pink. They always said that was gay too.
You said boys what?
I don't think
liking pink.
I said boys liking pink. What you thought?
No, for real though. But no, yeah, boys liking pink. Exactly. I feel like there's a fine line, because I feel like there's a fine line.
Right. Like, I mean, if you want to put a roughly dress on or something, now that I'm not going to do. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, let me ask you this, Ashley, though, because you said it. At what age would you allow any of your sons to wear a ruffled dress if that's what they said that they would like or wanted to do?
I ain't going for it. I'm just gonna be honest. You're gonna have to do that when you get out of my house. I'm sorry. Just like I told Chloe, like Chloe's not allowed to wear crop tops, and I told her that until she get out of my motherfucking house and I ain't paying her bills no more, she ain't wearing the damn crop.
Yeah.
Okay,
So hold on,
wait.
pause.
Let me ask you this.
Hold on,
Can
wait.
Chloe be a tomboy?
Yeah. But she's not gonna look like she's like. She's not. I don't want her to look more mature than she already does. Like,
right.
My daughter and Jaleesa can speak on this because she knows. The way my daughter is shaped, she ain't putting on no motherfucking crop top because it's already like she's very shapely already. So when she's like a teenager, baby, please.
But I'm glad you answered that, because I wanted to touch on this too. I just not saying I like, but I just wanted to touch on the double standard of how when kids are growing up, girls are allowed to express themselves in so many different ways, and they can be a tomboy. But you literally just said that your son couldn't be a quote unquote what would be a time girl or wear girly dresses or anything like that until he moves out of your home.
Right.
So she.
Well, and when you're saying tomboy, what do you mean? Like,
well, I mean, like, you know,
there's two different ideas of tomboy.
Okay. Well, I mean, like a straight, like, she dressed like a boy. She hang with boys. She like doing boyish things. She like loving basketball type stuff. Like, she sit like a man with her legs kind of gapped, with her, you know, her elbows on her knees. She one of the boys. Like, that ain't Chloe. That's Chloe. Like, she one of the boys. You know what I'm saying? She a homeboy. Like, we respect her. We treat her like she one of the boys.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really say shit because, and Jaleesa probably remembers, like, blue has always been my favorite color. And, you know, when we were growing up, blue was considered to be a boy color. So I couldn't find any shoes that were for girls that were blue. So I used to wear boy shoes because I didn't like pink and purple.
Okay, so let's not go to the ruffled dress. Let's not go to the ruffled dress. Let's just say, like, your son, one of y'all sons, just like pink, and he can't find no boy shoes in pink.
Am I gonna let him wear girl shoes? Sure.
In pink.
The fuck? I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, some shoes.
Look,
right, okay.
My shoes now, so
right? Like, the fuck? No, I don't care about that.
That's what's
okay.
balance.
Okay, so hold on, y'all. We've literally been on this podcast for almost 2 hours. Ashley, we love you. We appreciate you calling in.
Love you too.
I
And I'm mad that G's not there because I was looking forward to hearing his point of view because I know him.
a lot of people was looking forward to his point of view. Trust and believe. Yeah, Tommy included, me included, and probably a lot of other people that tuned into the podcast today. But that's why I was just like trying to let you go real quick. I just wanted to at least get a male's perspective. Sorry, guys, I'm drunk. Perspective on the situation. So what I'm gonna do?
Super, like,
I'm gonna hang up with you and I'm gonna call Darian. So. That's why I'm just like, we're gonna go ahead and cut this short. I'm gonna call Darian real quick so we can get a male perspective, a male boy father perspective on the podcast real quick, and so that we can go ahead and end this. So we love you. Thanks for calling in.
All right, love you too.
Be safe,
bye.
Bye.
Hey, babe. A lot of people was looking for your input. Do you want to just come give us something real quick? Okay. He said, All right, so let's call my brother.
Call bros.
You better call on.
Why you calling him? Let me say this. Why you're calling him? Let me say this. I don't want any male to get it twisted. I don't think that like a little boy should just be running around doing anything. That's not what I'm saying. Let me be clear about that. I just feel like let a person be a person.
She said, How you feel about that?
I actually am going through that with my nephew, actually.
Hello?
Really? Okay, we'll touch on that in a minute.
Hello.
We're going to keep that, I promise.
Oh, what's up?
Nah,
good, bro?
shit. You're on the Tell It All podcast.
Tell it all.
And before we end the podcast, we just really wanted to call and get
a heterosexual a straight black man's perspective.
Yeah, a straight, not even a black man, but just a
Okay,
straight,
you're right. Just
a straight man's perspective
Yes.
on whether you would allow or think it's okay for your son to do feminine things or not.
Well, first,
Okay.
let's ask him, Darian.
Yeah, first let's verify.
Let's verify what you.
What do you consider feminine?
I feel like that's the ground of where we should always start.
Yeah. What do you consider feminine?
And it's like playing with dolls, stuff of those kind of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
That's feminine.
Got you.
Okay, so give us one more example. Playing with dolls and what else?
Goodness, give me a second. Let me roll up real quick because y'all about to stress me out with this one.
Well, damn, do we got enough time for that? Because if he's gonna roll up, I'm gonna pour another drink. I'm here.
I'm
with it.
screaming.
I'm here. We chilling. I mean, might as well. Whoever tuned in.
Share the live.
I undo another button for the women out there who want me to do another.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Yeah, doing your fingernail polish.
Fingernail polish.
Things of those sorts, you know.
All right, so fingernail polish, playing with dolls. All right, so that's his input of feminine. So what's your next question?
Okay, I got a question. I do.
Go ahead.
So, what if fingernail polish is something that he learned from a favorite rock group?
Go again.
Like, what if he has like a favorite rock band or a favorite rock group that he follows? It's an all-male rock band, rock group, and they wear black fingernail polish with like a white thunderbolt on it, and he wants that because that's the group that he follows. What would you like? How would you deal with that?
I mean, you can still like a band or group and still not color your fingernails just like them.
Okay.
I mean, that's the way I see it. Yeah, you can like them all. You can love them if you want to. Just don't color your fingernails.
And that's respectable. And I think that's why I say, I feel like
go ahead.
You have to teach a person, whether it's a boy or a female, like you have to teach them to just be their own person.
Yeah.
Not and that's kind of goes back, and I respect you for saying that, Darian, because that goes back to what I was saying about knowing your child of if this is something that they actually want to do and enjoy to do versus if they're just trying to follow a trend.
Right.
I think that's
and
a very big key component to parenting as well.
Right. And a lot of these kids nowadays, I'll just say this new generation of kids are followers. None of them are leaders. So yeah, they're going to follow anything and everything that they see.
That part.
So much, that's exactly why they put out all this stuff on the media. They know the kids are going to follow it.
Okay. So let's say after, so do you personally have a certain age where your son could be like, no, I just like this. Like, I just, this is just what I want to do. I just like, and this is what I want to do. Do you have like a time frame or an age limit where your son can decide to do this and you would be okay with it?
Well, the way that I see it with kids, I don't any kids nowadays from the age of 6 all the way to, I would say, 15, 16 should ever decide anything for themselves. If they're not paying bills, if they're not driving cars, if they don't have a license.
Especially anything permanent.
Right.
So I respect you for saying that because I feel like that's important for parents to bring up, especially anything permanent. Like if it's
now, by all means, if you outside and you taking care of yourself, you paying bills, you working, doing that, and you think that you want to be something else, go ahead, do your thing.
Right.
But if you still living in the house underneath your parents, you ain't paying nothing, don't try to go to your parents and be like,
Riggs.
Got you.
I'm just gonna look at your kid and be like, yo, this is what you came out at.
No, and that's real because I feel like sometimes parents do give their kids a little too much control. And that's why I say everything that I will say on every episode is about balance. You can't give your child too much control because at the same time, I was even taught by my older cousin that she told me, like, look, I was like 16, 17, and she was 22 signing for my tattoos. And she was like, the only way I'm going to sign for your tattoos is if I know for a fact that you are making sure that every tattoo you get on you means something. So I feel like you do need to instill those values and those lessons in any person. Like, I'm not finna just be okay with the willy-nilly. I'm not finna be okay with you acting off of emotion, with you acting off of a trend or just anything at that time. So I respect you for saying that.
Yep.
But let me ask you though.
I was trying to get
So
Rico
your
to come
son,
on the
let's say
podcast.
he's 17, 18, still in your house. And then he says, Dad, I listened to you. You told me that to wait till I was sure. I'm 17, 18. I can make my decisions. Still want to go ahead and get my nails painted. How do you address that?
17, 18, like, hey,
At this point,
do what you want to do.
This is who you are. You made it to 18. At this point, you about to graduate high school. I can't tell you it's something that you done lived years. I mean, at this point, you still my son. By all means, paint your fingernails, do what you got to do. I'm happy for you. Let's live our life, okay?
And I respect that. Now,
This nigga
the
got
last
have
thing I
every
will
butter
say,
for everything.
The only thing I will say though, I respect that as all of y'all as parents. The only thing I will say though is that this. Not saying y'all don't, but because y'all may. So I'm just gonna end it on this. For I love that y'all said that. Y'all give y'all kids a timeline. It ain't because whether you like it or not. It's because I just feel like you need to be in a more mature mindset.
Develop your brain. Like, men really scientifically everything proven that y'all brains is not even mature at the age of, let alone 19. Not even 19. So let alone, you think I'm at 11 years old, 6 years old, that I'm gonna think you're gonna say you want to paint your nails, wear tutus, and do all this kind of shit, and your brain is not even halfway developed at that point.
Yep.
No.
So and that's why I was gonna say, what I will say is at least communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm about balance. I'm not against not allowing them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I am also for telling them,
explaining.
Well, maybe not even necessarily
gentle
explaining, but
parenting.
gentle parenting, having a conversation like, look, I just want to make sure that whatever decision you make for yourself, that you are sure. So let's any conversation that you want to have, anything that you want to do, let's readdress it at this age. And I love
And that's
that.
18.
And that's 18.
That's 18.
And I respect
when you
that.
get to 18, that's all you. I fully respect every choice that you make fully after that. And you are still my child after that.
Period.
I like that. Yeah. I love that because that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
It is.
That's how it should be because I feel like some people try to force their kids to be like them.
And a lot of people do, but I mean, a lot of people these day and age, they're trying to be their kids' friend more than they are a parent.
Period. Man, that is
Period.
I don't even know what's wrong with my drops, but that is one thing that me and Aunt Trish was talking about at our lunch. You know, she was just like, "Don't ever get it twisted."
Period.
Don't ever get it twisted.
We're never friends. Like we're not best friends. I am your mother. I am your father. I'm your parent. We're not best friends. I'm not one of your little friends out here. Don't get it twisted. I'm not.
Don't. Damn straight.
Oh no.
First and foremost, I will knock your motherfucking block off.
Okay, so listen, I get you, Tommy, with the I don't know, because like when my aunt was saying that all in the same breath, I was just like, you know, me personally, it's just like I do want to be my kids' friends. I do want to be your friend. You know what I'm saying?
Who's witnessed me and my little cousins, they know that them my little partners. Like they love me because I'm their friend. Like I don't. So like for example,
it's like I'm your friend, but I'm not your friend. Though.
For example, my 21-year-old little cousin, who's like, and mind you, like I told y'all, anytime I speak about my little cousins, they're really like my little siblings. Like they're really like my kids, but siblings, but cousins. Like y'all know how black family dynamics is. Let's just call it what it is. But I'm 28. My little cousin, she's 21. She was in the living room. I was in my room, like in the office, doing work, and I heard her cursing up a motherfucking storm. I think she forgot I was in the house. And was she having the time of her life with her conversation, but I respected where she is as an individual. I respected where she is as a 21-year-old woman who's finding herself. I say what I can to her. I kick it when I can with her. Like she came for her 21st birthday. She came in Dallas to kick it with me, and it's like I know how to separate our relationship from where she is. Respect me, respect your elders, but I'm also going to respect you as a woman that's coming up in this world. You are a woman that's still trying to find yourself. You want to find your voice. You want to find that what works for you. I can talk to you, but I rather talk with you. And so I tell her certain things like this is how you do. But if she don't choose to pick up on that right away, I'm not going to shun her. I ain't going to say, girl, didn't I tell you when I'm in a motherfucking house you don't talk? No. I told her, listen, when your elders around, you respect them. Here's my motto. What I can't teach you, life will.
Period.
That's my motherfucking motto.
Period.
And I feel like that's why you say what you say, but let life teach them.
And that's what we gonna end it on. Say that one more time.
What I can't and this
what
is
I can't
for
teach
the
you.
parents who try to talk to your kids. This is why gentle parenting and conversation is more than enough. When you're having conversations with your children and they want to be rebellious, you end every conversation with this. What I can't teach you, life will.
Period.
And we gonna end it on that.
Period. Yes, sir. All right, brother. We appreciate you calling in.
No, I
input.
appreciate you. That was
Anytime.
some real shit. I appreciate
love you.
Next time I'll come in and we'll dive in a little deeper on some stuff.
Yeah,
Anytime.
for sure.
We gotta touch on that topic because I ain't get into.
All right, hold on. All right, brother. We love you. We'll talk to you later.
Love y'all.
All right, bye.
All right. No, I'm gonna end it on that. We're gonna end it on that, but I want to get it. I do want to get into that. So next week's topic is going to.
He's a lie because next week we're not having We're not having a next week's podcast because we're gonna be out on the streets for Cinco de Mayo.
Well, we can ask motherfuckers on the streets. What the fuck you talking about?
You're not gonna be here.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Satan, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' name. And the departing prayer on this podcast is the Lord bless thy going out and thy coming in from this day forth and even forevermore. In Jesus' name we pray, because I don't know what that was. That goes to the pits of hell with Carolyn Bryant, who lied on Emmett Till, and that hoe better be knocked out.
Burning in hell!
Harriet Tubman better have knocked that hoe out as soon as she came on the motherfucking railroad. And Emmett Till better turn that hoe every way but loose. Because when I tell you that Jesus better have came down in his white cloth and mink.
Be fucking for real.
AKA Lucifer better grab that hoe from the back of her head and drag her down and put her back up to the sky heaven. And let Mary get a little uppercut or two. And Emmett Till mother better have stumped that hoe. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sorry. You know what? Let's talk about it. Let me just ask this.
Sorry, friend. We gotta end the podcast. Hallelujah. Yes, hallelujah. Amen to that. But we gotta end the podcast, y'all.
Let me get up off here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But let me lastly say this. Jerry Springer messy as hell because he wants to get there to get the exclusive footage.
I'm screaming. They was in he was showing there. Jerry. And the crowd is like.
They said that nigga died first because he wanted to get the exclusive. Turn that hoe every which way but loose.
Period.
Hey, for real.
Motherfuckers is sick on this podcast, boy.
Hey, no, we real on this podcast. That's why we named it Tell It All.
We love y'all.
We love y'all for real.
We out.
I ain't gotta pay for the love.
We love you guys. As always. Share the live. It's the end, but we don't care. Share the live, show the love. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was a great podcast, great conversation. Thank you for everybody in the comments. Thank you for everybody for the shares. Thank you for the love. And we out. Per usual, with the shot of G. Don't forget we had E at the beginning. But we ended it out with some shot of G. So yeah. What's up? We outside. Catch us outside.
We are fucking iPhone. Make me fuck your friend, me nah go there back alone. Remy no chase, make it turn in a road. Girl, you're so brave, take me down in your throat. Girl, me love you where you road. Girl, climb on the pole, wine on the God no. Spend money on you, but can't buy love. She love me for a long time, we a fuck. Buy anything, cause you're there from broke. Girl, climb on the pole, be money me a choke. My granny